Okay, settle down. Welcome to Writer's Camp, where our motto is every day's an adventure when you're a technical writer. Here today, we have our three camp leaders, Linn as the coordinator, and as we open our books to the functional roles of group members written by two theorists on group behavior, Benny and Sheets, turn to page 43 through 45 and it reads, the coordinator shows or clarifies the relationships among various ideas and suggestions, tries to pull ideas and suggestions together, or tries to coordinate the activities of various members or subgroups. Our next leader is Charissa Davis as our evaluator critic. The evaluator critic subjects the accomplishment of the group to some standards or set of standards of group functioning in the context of the group task. Thus, he may evaluate or question the practicality, the logic, the facts, or the procedure of a suggestion or of some unit of group discussion. Lastly, but certainly not least, Harleigh Warren. As our recorder, the recorder writes down suggestions, makes a record of group decisions, or writes down the products of discussion. The recorder role is the group memory. Now, let's dive in.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, a technical writer takes technical information and communicates that information in a way that is more easily understood. Technical writers will write instruction manuals, journals, and other mediums that will help people with little or no expertise in a given field to understand the complex information it entails. According to Dr. Albin, a communications professor at Liberty University, technical writers will also work with specialists such as engineers, scientists, doctors, etc. And they will facilitate the communication of information between their respective work groups. Often, these groups find it difficult to communicate with people of different fields, and thus, the technical writer will serve as a sort of translator between these groups. Technical writers also work in many customer service areas to help improve the product quality and end-user assistance. They may create and use diagrams, charts, videos, and other multimedia platforms to better convey information to the customers of the company they work for. Technical writers need to be familiar with the information themselves and often need to conduct research using personal observations, printed text, the internet, and by speaking with technical specialists. They will then funnel that information that they gather into an understandable format for their readers. Now, technical writers usually work as self-employed freelancers or with a consulting firm of some kind. Assignments are usually on a per-contract basis. They can be short-term, such as writing about a new product a company released, or recurring, such as by providing updates on a long-standing medical research project. Technical writers can work from almost anywhere as long as they have a laptop and Wi-Fi. They must have flexible schedules and be able to meet tough deadlines. Now, technical writers often work with people from all over the world, and thus they need to be sensitive to other cultures. Lastly, technical writers often have an undergraduate's degree in English, communications, or journalism. They may also have an additional degree in the field that they work in, such as in medicine, engineering, computer science, etc. Technical writers need to have good communication skills and be able to express ideas clearly and concisely. They often are motivated, curious, and detail-oriented. Technical writers also need to be good with technology, as often they use multimedia software involving video or graphics or text that help communicate their ideas.
Technical writing refers to the communication that keeps an end user in mind. An end user is the reader of the technical writing materials. Technical writing communicates information to the end user on how to complete a task, interact with an object, assimilate a new procedure, etc. Examples of technical writing include instruction manuals, technical descriptions, technical reports, press releases, proposals, websites, white papers, case studies, executive summaries, or even memos. According to the Instructional Solutions, today technical writing encompasses all documentation of complex technical processes. It includes reports, executive summary statements, briefs. Anytime technical information is being conveyed in writing at work, it is by definition technical writing. A good piece of technical writing uses the most effective and efficient language possible, and it makes sure that the end user is safe. It is important to communicate the information as quickly and clearly so that the end user is not frustrated. According to Dupois, a writer at the Instructional Solutions, today technical writing encompasses all documentation of complex technical processes. It includes reports, executive summaries, briefs. Basically, anytime a technical information is being conveyed in writing at work, it is by definition technical writing. A good piece of technical writing uses the most effective and efficient language possible and makes sure that the end user is safe. It is important to communicate the information quickly and clearly so that the end user is not frustrated. Also, keeping in mind that it must be clear for all audiences by breaking the audience down to their smallest formats to make it easily understandable. Not many people read instructions for fun, so it's best to keep the end user in mind and not provide a bunch of extra material. Just enough so that you can hone in on the completion of the job. There are 3 ways to communicate information. A technical description breaks down an object and details to the user. A technical manual that explains how to complete a process or use a piece of technology, or a simple process detailed in a short format. Many people engage with technical writing without even realizing it. For example, Christmas is coming up, and while we're all adults in this room, we can remember a time when we all wanted that brand new toy. Picture this. You finally tear open the wrapping paper, rip open the box, and there's just a bunch of big and little pieces with no instructions on how to put it together. Sad, right? Or how about if you were working on a complicated process with big, heavy pieces of machinery? Technical writing is really about taking care of the end user's needs. However, technical writing does not always involve something that is technical in nature. You can also have a technical description of a serving spoon, for example. So technical writing is not always an incredibly complicated piece of technology. That being said, technical writing doesn't usually involve some form of technology or some process that involves technology, but it can be simple technology. So it is a pretty broad genre. According to the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, it estimates that the average salary of a technical writer in the United States is $69,850 a year. Glassdoor estimates salaries start around $41,000 and increase to $91,000 for senior technical writers. According to the Instructional Solutions, to be a successful writer, there is a core set of skills that must be mastered. You must be skilled in research, audience participation, communication skills, technical skills, writing skills, document design, and fluency with digital tools.
Technical writers also have the opportunity to use their career as a platform to serve God. God not only values our lives, which is a topic we've discussed heavily in our class, but also our talents. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 11 tells us, "Based on the gift each one of you has received, use it to serve others, as good managers of the very grace of God. If anyone speaks, it should be as one who speaks God's words. If anyone serves, it should be from the strength God provides, so that God may be glorified through Jesus Christ in everything." God wants us to use these talents and gifts that He gave us. Technical writers can explain complex topics such as engineering, computer software, healthcare, and many sciences to those of us who aren't knowledgeable in these areas. Technical writers also work diligently to produce great products with even better results for understanding material. They research constantly through online and personal searches that include talking with other experts. God wants us to use our gifts to impact the lives of others for the better, and working diligently is how these writers get this job done. Technical writers get to do this, technical writers get to serve, but also do it with humility. Even though technical writers are experts at their craft, they get to show humility by breaking down great ideas into more simple language. God loves the idea of sharing our craft with others without bragging about our knowledge and experience. 1 Peter chapter 4 also discusses humility with, above all, maintaining covers a multitude of sins. Be hospitable to one another without complaining. A verse Dr. Alvin shared with us on humility is Galatians 6:14. In the verse, Paul says, "But as for me, I will never boast about anything except for the cross of our Lord Jesus Christ. The world has been crucified to me through the cross, and I to the world." This is an essential concept for all of us should say to ourselves every day. But technical writers get to use this principle daily and as part of their passion. Thank you.
Say, for example, that I was hired by a company to write an instruction manual on how to build nuclear reactors. It has to be written in a way that is understandable to your everyday layperson. In order to write about nuclear reactors, though, I first have to be familiar with the subject matter myself. Thus, I will conduct extensive research compiling information on the schematics, the design, and the science behind that design. Often, I will consult the experts who worked on the project, such as the engineers, the nuclear physicists, or even the project manager who oversees the work. Once I have compiled all of the information I need, I will then write the instruction manual as simple, understandable steps. Notice how I use illustrations to help the reader better understand what they're doing. See? Now, building a nuclear reactor is easy.
To conclude, technical writing is a godly, dedicated, and beneficial career to pursue. Technical writers get to break down complex information in easier to understand formats. They work with their experts in their field to give their consumers the highest quality work possible. To become a technical writer, you must first pursue a higher education degree, be handy with technology, and brush up on your communication skills. Technical writers must communicate clear ideas to create great products. Not only do technical writers have to use their brains for communication, but their hearts as well. Even though they do not physically speak or see their consumer, their job requires a passion to serve. Technical writers can translate topics in 3 different formats. This can be technical description, a technical manual, or a simple process. Finally, technical writers also make a great living from their careers and can use their job as a platform to serve Christ. As we've mentioned before, even though technical writers cannot directly contact who their products will help, they do get to use their career to use the talents that God gave them with dedication and humility. It takes talent, passionate, driven servants to pursue this field. But technical writers are a great blessing to all of God's people. Thank you.